Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you all for joining us for today's press conference. I am Officer D. Freeman with Birmingham Police Department's Public Information Division. On today, you all will hear a very important message from Chief Michael Pickett as the Birmingham Police Department remains committed to being transparent with our community. I am flanked by BPD's executive command staff. Without going any further, Michael Pickett, you all.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here. I'm Michael Pickett. I have the pleasure to serve as the Chief of Police for the Birmingham Police Department. We've convened this press conference to provide clarity and transparency regarding the officer-involved shooting that occurred in the Kingston community on November the 29th. I first want to extend my deepest condolences to the deceased family, friends, and loved ones. Any loss in our city is heartbreaking, and we recognize the imminent pain that it brings to the entire community. What you're going to see today is two different videos. The first will be from the HABD surveillance cameras, and the second, it will be followed by the BPD body-worn camera footage from the officer who discharged his weapon. The event, as it relates to this event, is shortly before BPD arrived on scene. The HABD, and HABD stands for Housing Authority of the Birmingham District. Their surveillance footage captured a physical altercation between two females and one male, during which time the man was seen brandishing a firearm and pacing through the community, visibly armed with a handgun. At 11:25 p.m., BPD and 911 dispatch received a ShotSpotter alert indicating gunfire in the Kingston community. At 11:31 p.m., a separate 911 call came in reporting a fight involving two females and a male, with the caller noting the presence of a weapon. In response to this call, 4 officers were dispatched to the 900 block of 48th Street to investigate. At 11:38, officers arrived on scene. Community members immediately directed the officer's attention toward the individual later identified as the deceased. One person stated he got a gun in the black, directing the officers toward the subject with the firearm indicating a potential threat. As officers engaged, the shooting officer attempts to issue a verbal command to the individual to show his hands. At that exact moment, the individual produced a handgun from what appeared to be the front pocket of his hoodie. And in response to that immediate threat, the officer discharged 1 round from his service weapon, striking the individual. And this occurred before the officer could complete the word hands of his verbal command. Following that shot, officers immediately secured the scene, secured the firearm, and initiated life-saving measures while awaiting Birmingham Fire and Rescue. At this time, we're going to show the video. So I'm going to help out and narrate just a bit. That box is going to try to stay around the deceased. He has a gun here. He walks up to an unknown vehicle and appears to strike the vehicle. Here he's seen pinning an unknown female to the ground. As you can see, he's still walking with the gun through the community. At this time, the subject has the gun in his hoodie, and he won't remove the gun from the hoodie until officers approach. Community members point him out. As they approach, he pulls weapon from his hoodie. One shot is fired. Here's the body-worn camera.
What y'all got going on? He got a gun in the black. Hey, get down. Shot fired.
Right after he pulls that gun from the hoodie, officer discharges one weapon while trying to give him a command. That'll conclude the video. Now, I understand that that's very, very difficult for our community to watch. It's very difficult for us to watch as well. But I think it's very important that we give our community the context of what happened that night. It's very important that we remain transparent in what's going on as it relates to what our officers are involved in, to ensure that the public is just fully aware of what's going on, and we foster that relationship for public trust. That being said, I want to again express my condolences to the family and to our community. Any loss of life deeply affects us, and we don't take these moments lightly. It's important to emphasize the threat that the community and our officers faced that night. When officers arrive on the scene and a gun is involved, especially in a volatile, fast-moving situation, the risk to everyone around quickly escalates. This incident occurred in a densely populated housing community with children, elderly residents, and families in very, very close proximity. When our officers arrived, they were met with an immediate threat, not only to themselves, but to every single community member that was out there. The ones in the homes, we've seen what could happen on porches, and the ones who were standing around. I want to express that, and from our experience in law enforcement, we know that when officers arrive on scene and a deadly weapon is produced, at times officers only have a split second to make a decision that's aimed at preserving life, not just for everyone in the immediate area, but also for those officers on scene. Again, I want to stress the importance of partnership when it comes to our community as well. I want to express the appreciation I have for HABD and for their Director of Public Safety, Mr. Ken Foreman, who's also here with us today in the back of the room, for their assistance with this investigation. With the help of HABD surveillance cameras in that community, it provided valuable information and context that assisted us in understanding the events that led up to BPD arriving on scene. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is conducting a full investigation, and BPD will remain steadfast in our commitment to transparency, accountability, and ensuring the community receives clear and accurate information. Thank you all for your time, and that will conclude this press conference. Thank you.
Any questions?
No, ma'am, no questions.
To conclude this press conference, we will not have a question and answer session. Thank you all for